So here's a new tool that the Louisiana Department of Education has put out. It's called the Louisiana School Finders. You can find it on the Louisiana Department of Education website, but you can also just search it at louisianaschools.com. So you go right in and you can actually find the name of your school. And you can actually see all the information. Now, this is accessible for parents, okay? So you see the first thing that comes up is our K-12 report card grade, of course, is an F. All right, then it goes through different things about our school. What are the grades served? Where is it located? What's the school type? You see that it's a public school charter, and our CMO, the Grambling High Foundation, is the person who operates our. It has links to our website. It also has our total enrollment, which that's a little different this year. That was based on last year. This year our enrollment is right at 421 right now. And then you got to see, here are all our academic offerings. Here's where you will find our other details, what we offer, sports, after club, all that kind of stuff, after school clubs and stuff like that. So you got to understand that is why we're developing all of these different clubs for students to be involved in. We also want to develop them to be legitimate clubs that students can participate in. All right, so you can see that this is based on last year, and it's not really up to date, because if you click on that, it says dual enrollment college credit. We only offer English 4. We're in the process of changing all of that. You see our foreign languages on there as well. All right, so one of the things that I want you to kind of look at is that this is just all about our school right here, but this particular button is our academic performance. So this is what people see about us, okay? So if you take it and look at student performance, okay, it's going to let you look at elementary and middle school and then high school. Parents can also watch a video on how this is measured. If you don't know, you need to watch this video on how it's measured. Basically, elementary and middle school, it is majority of LEAP scores, okay? And that will be changing in the next couple of years, but it's not going to change significantly. Most of those scores are going to be based on our LEAP scores, all right? Then it tells high school. You know, high school, there's several different components, but let's just take a look at some of this, okay? First of all, take a look at students scoring above mastery and above on the LEAP. We only have 6% of those students doing that. So if you take a look at this, it'll show you how we're compared to the state average. ELA, we're at 14%. Math, we're at 5%. You can continue to go down and look at social studies and science, where we're less than 5%. It takes it by grade. Look at 3rd grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. Okay, so what I can tell you is this year's 6th graders, okay, which were last year's 5th graders, they were our highest scoring group, okay? So this is significant because we know that we can have some growth here in this area, right? Take a look at how our students did according to the other components. Economically disadvantaged, state average, students of color, and then our state average, and then our disabilities. That's going to be our special education students. All right, so just kind of take a look at this. I really want you to kind of focus and look and see what the parents see. All right, now, one thing that I'm very proud of, even though I think it can be higher, students scoring good or excellent on the end of course exams. This is where we get a lot of our points in the high school. Last year was a very good year for us on EOCs. we beat Grambling lab schools by a large amount. Okay, so you can take a look at specific test scores there. Okay, however, look, we're about 50% lower than the state average, so that's why we have got to increase. All right, takes a look at the specific scorers components. Now, you see, we had English 2. Remember, I said that magic score was 40%. That was to beat the Grambling Lab schools. Okay, you take a look at English 2, English 3, algebra, geometry, biology, and U.S. history. All of these should be at least above 30%. Okay, we took a huge hit in geometry and we took a huge hit in biology. I'm just going to be honest. If you take a look around, those teachers are not in those areas. Okay, we have new geometry teacher, we have new biology teacher. Those are the scores that I want you to look at, and that's what you have to improve on. So take a look at your class and you see what kids in my class can score a good or an excellent. And you know, this year's scores are going to be a little different, especially in English 1 and Algebra 1 and Geometry. In English 2, you're either going to score a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. You're going to get points for a 3, but you're definitely going to get significant points for 4 or 5. Okay? We actually did a little bit better than the middle school on this, according to the subcomponents. Okay? Alright. So here's the thing that I've kind of told you about. It doesn't really talk about our success on the ACT score according to college and career readiness. However, it shows percent of students scored in at least a 21. So this year right now it's at 10%. Okay. However, even though we did get points for those kids that scored 18 or above, this is what it's going to show on the app finder. Okay. So we only had one student last year that scored this. So you see the state average is 37%. We're at 10% now. So you see how much we would have to grow to kind of get to the state average. All right. So let's take a look at academic performance based on the breakdown of student groups. You'll see, how is this school preparing specific groups of students for the next level? We're taking a look at the economically disadvantaged. We're only scoring 7% better than other schools that look just like us. Okay, in our African American subcomponent, we're performing 11% better than all of Louisiana high schools. How diverse is this school? You see that we are 85% economically disadvantaged and we are 98% students of color. That has changed tremendously this year with our recruitment process. We're a little bit, we will be a little bit different this year. Okay, so what we're having to do is, the reason why we're kind of checking you on your attendance and stuff like this, because this will be here in 2008. We're taking a look at how strong is the teacher workforce in this school. It's going to take a look at what classes are taught by appropriately certified teachers. Then it's going to take a look at the teacher annual attendance rate. And then it's going to take a look at how diverse is the school's teacher workforce. Okay, so you've got to kind of look at some of those things, and that's why we're focusing on the different areas that we're focusing on. If you take a look at our discipline, we it's also going to take a look at how the students are attending and how the students are coming to school. Students missing fewer than 15 days of school, 84% of them. Students with a 0 out of school suspension, 86% of them. Even though we feel like we have a lot of discipline problems and stuff like that, remember a lot of times the discipline problems are a few students. We have Coach Hearn that's working on the attendance. We also have Coach Hall that's working on the suspension. I did want to just share this with you so that you can kind of have some idea of what's being put out there for us. Now, this needs to be at least a D, okay? How can we grow that to a D? Well, right now we sit at 38.1%, and we have to be at least a 50% for that to come up to be a D. So we got to take a look at ways that we can improve that. So I'm going to put out those components of how we can improve our score based on specific areas. Okay, so I just want to let y'all know what is out there about us, what people can see, our report card, and how they can research us. Okay, thanks.